Well, hello, gorgeous. Hi, I'm Chad, and welcome to another episode of MotoGP and Mediocre Wheelies. So in today's video, we are talking about the Grand Prix Red Bull de España, or for my American and English-speaking folk, the Red Bull Spanish Grand Prix at Jerez de la Frontera International Circuit. Spoilers ahead, if you haven't watched the race yet, go watch it, come on back here, and we'll talk about it. So this is a pretty good race. It was a bit less eventful, I think, than the previous few races that we have seen. Certainly less eventful than last weekend back in Portimao, but still exciting and enjoyable nonetheless, in my opinion. So, since you've watched the video or already know the results, Pecco Bagnaia back in form. Started from pole, got the whole shot off the line, and just ran away with it. Held the lead through the entire race. Not a whole lot of drama there. Put in some awesome lap times, was super consistent, and just had a masterclass of a race. Fabio started second and finished second, kept pretty close to Pecco throughout pretty much the entire race. I don't think he was ever more than a second out of touch with him. So pretty impressive stuff there from the reigning world champion, especially at a circuit that plays to his strengths as well as the Yamahas. And what about that battle for third? That was awesome. It was definitely a long play, but Aleix Espargaro came out on top of that. Was biding his time and capitalized when he saw the opportunity. Didn't give it quite enough gas there. I think that was the most exciting part of the race for me. I was definitely hoping, being a Jack Miller fan, that he'd end up on the podium, but unfortunately his late race pace was just not quite up to par with Mark's and Aleix's. Mark got past him, took a great move up the inside in the corner, and then Aleix with just a few more laps. Look at that view. Beautiful virtual reality day we've got here. But Aleix was able to put himself past Jack as well and capitalized when Mark lost the front end in the final corner with a few laps to go. We saw Aleix had great race pace on used tires all weekend, so he was able to just run away and take that podium. That's also Aleix's first time he's had 2 consecutive podium finishes in MotoGP, and also Aprilia's first time with 2 consecutive MotoGP finishes on the podium. Really happy for him. That was hard fought and well earned. Towards the end of the race, the whole scuffle between Aleix, Mark, and Jack Miller almost invited Joan Mir back into the mix, but he just didn't quite have the same pace or enough time to make up the distance. But it was still a hard-fought race for him. Further down the field, we had Taka Nakagami finishing in 7th, Enea Bastianini in 8th, slowly taking a finger off of his championship contention, but still got a lot of races to go. So I'm not ruling him out of it yet. A few concerning performances throughout the day. First were Maverick Vinales. Definitely had high hopes for him coming into this race, especially with his Tom Cruise endorsement. He started 12th after making it into Q2, dropped to the back of the field at the start of the race, and ended up eventually recovering to 14th. Franco Morbidelli also had a difficult race. Was hoping to see a little bit of improvement from him. He's still struggling with the M1, as it seems the rest of the M1 riders are. Darren Binder, Andrea Dovizioso, and Alex Rins did not qualify well, and was definitely hoping to see a charge throughout the race like we did last weekend in Portimao, but he just didn't have it in him this weekend. And ended up running off, actually, coming back to finish in 19th out of the points. But nevertheless, kudos to him, and also to Jorge Martin, who crashed and remounted, to sticking it out, finishing the race. It's a lot to be able to push yourself to continue racing after an incident like that where you're out of the points. So my hat is off to them. Much respect, and to everybody out competing, not just in MotoGP, but motorcycle racing. It is quite challenging, as I can tell you from personal experience. So what did this mean for the championship? Fabio Quartararo still in the lead with 89 points, and Aleix Espargaro in hot pursuit with 82. So while it's still, of course, too early to say how things are going to go, would it be incredible to see Aleix and Aprilia win the MotoGP World Championship this year? Let me know if you think that would be exciting in the comments below. Another little tidbit of info that I picked up in listening to the commentary was that apparently Fabio Quartararo and Yamaha are in negotiations right now for his future. Fabio is really Yamaha's golden goose. Without Fabio, Yamaha is really going to struggle to remain relevant in the World Championship. And I know that's kind of harsh to say, but at the same time, look at where the rest of the field is. We've got Andrea Dovizioso, Darren Binder, and Franco Morbidelli, all of who are consistently out of the top 10 this season, and often not even scoring points. But I know that Fabio really loves and respects Yamaha, and obviously has had a lot of success with the team. So while the bike does have its shortcomings, it really is tailor-made for him to the best of Yamaha's ability. And of course, there would be a lot of risk in shifting to a bike that he is completely unfamiliar with, especially being that the Yamaha is the only MotoGP bike that he has ever raced. That said, historically, sometimes money talks. We have seen Ducati successfully lure away Valentino Rossi, Jorge Lorenzo, Nicky Hayden, and a few other people with very, very, very large paydays. Not that any of those ever really paid off much. Jorge Lorenzo was able to win a couple races, but nobody else was. That said, though, Ducati has come a long, long, long way since those times, so not really a fair comparison to make, but drop a comment below. Do you think Fabio could move to Ducati, or anywhere else for that matter? Let's talk about it down in the comments. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would sincerely appreciate it if you gave me a gentle little click of the like button and considered subscribing for future motorcycling content. Got my trusty 210 V4 factory here, as well as my 2012 Triumph Daytona 675R that I actively track and club race. It's completely dedicated to that and set up as such. And I also have a Yamaha WR250X Supermoto that is in need of just a little bit of love, but we'll be back soon. So thank you again for watching. I'll look forward to talking with you in the comments down below, and I'll hope to catch you in the next one. Until then, later.